Hi there, this is Sarah. Welcome to my channel Short Rest Manga, and today I want to talk about series I'm hoping to collect in 2021. Some of these series I already own and I'm hoping to complete, and some of these series that I don't own. Shocker. Today I want to talk about some series that You can sit right there. As some of you know from watching my manga collection video, that most of my series in my collection are things I collected many years ago, and I only have a few more recent purchases that I've made that make up my collection. So my focus in 2021 is going to be finishing some key series that I really enjoy and that I already have, and the other focus is going to be on collecting new series that I don't have yet. So let's just look at some series that I already own that I want to keep collecting. Okay, so let's look at one of the series that I already have that I want to keep collecting. I'm sure you can kind of see it on top. It is Bakuman, and it's a very good series about two high schoolers that become mangakas. They start working with a publisher and they make a manga, and it's a really cool inside look of what kind of goes behind the scenes when you're making manga. Let's see, you can see the art is beautiful. It's by the same author and illustrator that did Death Note, so you might kind of recognize the artistic detail of that. But it's a great story, and there's a little bit of a love story. Part of the reason why they're writing and publishing a manga is because this guy, there's a girl in his class that wants to be a voice actor, so he's hoping that if the manga is popular enough and they do a good job, it'll be adapted into an anime so that she can, be a voice actor for it. And I think it's pretty cute, and the art, I really love this art style. So this is something that I really enjoyed, and I believe I have 7 or 8 volumes of it, but again, I just didn't have a time. It wasn't a great time to keep collecting for me. I was moving around so much, so this is definitely high on my list to keep collecting. So another series I already have, and you can kind of already see it, is rosario+vampire. So this is an old Shonen Jump series about this guy. He is a high school student. His name is Sukune, and he applies to different high schools, and he can't get into any of them because of his grades, but he ends up getting into Monster High, and if you can tell by the title that it's a high school for monster students. So he finds himself being the only human there, and one of the people he meets is Mocha. Make sure I got her name right. Pretty sure it's Mocha. Yep, her name's Mocha. And she's a vampire, and she wears a rosario, hence the title, but once the rosario is taken off, she becomes a kind of stronger version of herself, and kind of becomes like a different person a little bit. So in this world, vampires are actually one of the strongest types of monsters, so they're kind of feared. And if you look actually in the cover, you can see this is what Mocha kind of looks like when her rosario is taken off. So I'm sure you can tell that there's a lot of sticky situations that Mocha and the guy get into, and to kind of get out of it, the guy rips the rosario off, because I think that's part of it too, is that she can't remove it herself. Someone else has to do it. So it's a great story with a lot of action, a lot of funny characters, and I believe I have 7 volumes of this as well. Technically 8, I have a random volume from the 2nd season. I believe there's 20 volumes in total. It's kind of split up into part 1 through 10, and then 11 through 20. So I definitely want to collect this. So the last series that I already own, that I want to keep reading, and it's very popular, and I don't need to go too much into it, it's Soul Eater. Yeah, I don't need to say too much about Soul Eater, but Maka is the main character. She has a magical death scythe named Soul Eater, and they collect souls of evil, I think? Tainted souls. They collect tainted souls. That's the witch Blair on the front. She's introduced into the story, but it's really great. The art's really cool, funny characters, a lot of action, and a deeper story that I don't really remember too much. I thought about watching the anime, but I already have 8 or 9 volumes, so I think I'm just gonna collect it slowly so I can read it. Kind of, yeah, like Rosario+vampire. I'm just gonna collect them slowly over time this year until I have the complete set. So those 3 series that I just talked about are series I already have that I want to keep collecting, and I'm really excited to do that this year. The first one I'm going to start talking about is actually Dead Man Wonderland, and I know this is kind of cheating, I already own it, but I only have the first volume. And let me tell you, this story is amazing. I picked this up actually not too long ago because I watched the anime. I watched the anime years ago, and I didn't know. I just started watching it and I didn't realize that it just cuts off. So I got like the first season in, I binge watched it in like one night. It was great. And I went to start the second season and they only had like 1 episode, and the whole story just, it cut off, and I was heartbroken because it was so good. And so I told myself I was gonna start collecting the manga. That obviously didn't happen years ago, but I have the first volume and I'm so excited to read it and finish it. I know a lot of people are saying that the ending, I guess, doesn't live up to the rest of the story, but I guess I'll see. I plan on collecting all of it just to finish it and see what happens. Yeah, so Dead Man Wonderland is a series some of you probably have heard of. It's about a middle school student, actually. Yeah, it's not a high schooler, it's a middle schooler, so he's, I think, 13 or 14, and he is in class one day and some weird being monster thing breaks in and kills everybody, but he survives, but he is pinned for the murder of his whole class, and he's sent to a place called Dead Man Wonderland for the death penalty. So he is sent to be a prisoner here and has to fight for his life for entertainment. It's like a theme park prison where he fights until he dies in different battles with the other prisoners, and he meets Shiro here, and it's a really intense, action-y story that's so good, and I don't want to spoil anything, so that's all I'll say about it. But I highly recommend it if you really like action, mystery. It's great. So that's why it's on my list to keep collecting. So the other 2 series I'm hoping to collect that I don't have already, the first one is Tomochan is a Girl, and it's been raved about for a while now, and a lot of people in the manga community, I've seen a lot of manga tubers talking about it and adding it to their collection. I believe it's a shoujo about 3 best friends and one girl, Tomo. She is kind of a tomboy, but now that she's grown up, she actually likes her best friend. June, I believe is his name, but June doesn't take her seriously and sees her more as like one of the guys. So I think it's just a funny, lighthearted series about Tomo trying to prove that she is a woman and that she likes him. So I've heard a lot of good things. I heard the characters have really strong personalities in a good way, and it's really funny. So I'm excited to pick it up and start reading it. I believe I was going to try to get it in the Right Stuff holiday sale, but I believe the first or second volumes were sold out, so I don't think I quite picked it up. I think I waited on it. I guess I'll see when the packages get here. I'm pretty sure I didn't get it though. So the last series on my list that I'm really hoping to pick up in 2021 is Goodnight, Poompoon. I've seen a lot of people talking about it and only having great things to say. It's really bittersweet is kind of what everyone's saying. It's a slice of life manga that slices back is one of the, I think, lines in the description that I read of the series. It's about a young boy where his dad goes to jail, his mom's in the hospital, he's like living with his loser uncle, and life's just really not looking up for Poompoon, even though he like prays and tries to talk to God, but in the description it says like God doesn't talk back and he wants things to get better, but they really don't. So I just have to, with a description like that, it sounds really interesting, and I put off series, I think, like this because I know it will make me cry. But I really, really want to read it, and it's definitely high on my list to collect. These are just some of the few series that I really want to read this year and collect. I have more on my list, but I have purchased some of them, so I didn't want to put them on my list if I know they're already coming, or at least a few of the volumes. So I'm hoping to get some packages from Right Stuff and Amazon by the end of the month. And when I do, I'll definitely show you guys what I got, and I'm excited to start a lot of new series. I've definitely been behind in the times, living in the 2010s with my mangas, so I'm really excited to update my collection and get to start those interesting reads. When I first started collecting, talking with people in the community was actually how I found a lot of the recommendations of the series I bought back then. So if anyone has any recommendations of series they really like or things they've read recently, I would love to hear it if you want to leave a comment. Well, that's all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching my video and checking out my channel. I'll be back next week with another video, and thanks so much for watching. See you then. Bye!